There are various kinds of web browsers such as Google Chrome, Mozilla, Safari, etc. So how the web pages are actually loaded onto the web browser. On the web browser, such as Google Chrome, there is an address bar present at the top of that web browser. So in that web browser, you type the website name, such as if you want to visit to the Google search engine, you will type www.google.com. So what is www? It is nothing but the World Wide Web abbreviation. So the World Wide Web is nothing but the internet. The internet is consisting of various kinds of websites, okay, globally. So the World Wide Web uses classical client-server architecture. So what is a client-server architecture? We will see in detail below. And the websites are actually loaded on the client or the browser through a protocol. There are some protocols which are to be followed for running a website. Protocols are nothing but some of the rules that are needed to run a website or to load a website onto the web browsers. So HTTP is nothing but a protocol that is required to load a website onto the web browser. So here is an example. Suppose we have a desktop machine and it is having a web browser in it. So if you are using a web browser, you will be the client, okay, and your machine will be the client also. So the client will request for a web page. Suppose you are requesting for Google search engine, you will type www.google.com in the address bar. So for loading a web page, we require a server also. So server is nothing but a machine on which all the websites or web pages are stored. And the work of server is to give or response or load the web pages onto the client or to send the web pages to the client. The web server is running some of the web server software such as IIS Apache. These are the web server softwares which provide the services for loading the web pages. Okay, so now here we can see the web page which the client is requesting is google.com. That request will go to the web server through the HTTP protocol. The web server will then process that request and it will give a response that will be called as a server response, and that server response is sent to the client through the HTTP protocol again. So in this way the client server architecture actually works. So now we will see some of the essential components that are required for website development. The first essential components, as we have seen before, they are the clients and servers. Clients are the web browsers and servers are the various machines on which the web pages are stored. Then we need internet service providers, website hosting services. There are some website hosting services which provide services that are required for the website. Then we will see domain names. What are domain names? URLs, uniform resource locators, and IPs, internet protocols. And last one are the registrars. These are the basic web development essential components that are required for web designing. So first of all we will see clients and servers. So we have seen how the client server architecture works previously. Now we will see which are the basic clients that we use in our day-to-day life. Internet Explorer, all of you know, then Firefox, some of the clients I have listed here: Mozilla, Netscape, Opera, Amaya, AOL, MSN. Now we will see which are the servers, which are various kinds of servers that are available nowadays. Apache, Microsoft, Netscape, Zeus, AOL server, AV, Java Web Servers, and Oracle. These are some of the servers that are being used for the internet. So these servers are provided by some of the companies. Okay, so these companies are actually providing the web server services. Okay, so now the next web essential components that we are going to see are internet service providers. Internet service providers. So internet service are nothing but which are required to connect clients to the internet. The services which are required to connect clients to the internet. So the phone companies such as Idea, Vodafone, Jio, all of you are very well knowing it. Many users are connected with Jio, Idea, Vodafone. So these are the phone companies that are providing the internet services which will help you to provide the internet connection that is required for accessing the websites or web pages. Then AOL, Earthlink, Verizon, NetZero, these are some other companies that are providing the internet services. Now basic internet connection means, suppose there are some organizations which require high speed connectivity, so they are providing, the internet service providers are providing the high speed services to optic fiber cables. Okay, these optic fiber cables are underground and then they are connected to the institute or the organization. So the organization can use the services. Then there are some services such as dial-up, DSL cable, satellites. These internet services can be provided by dial-up, DSL cable or satellites also. And now we will see the next essential thing or component for web development, that is website hosting. So there are various website hosting services that are responsible to connect websites to the internet. So if you are developing a website and you want to launch that website, then you will require a website hosting service. There are some companies which provide the website hosting services. So the website hosting services is consisting of, or the company provides which services, the website hosting companies provide which services that are listed here. First one is computer servers or farm. Computer farm means there are many servers in that website hosting service provider is having many servers. So it will be called as computer farm. The next one are web server softwares. We have seen some examples of web server softwares previously, Apache, IIS. So these web server softwares are required for processing the websites. Then firewall, hardware and software. Firewall and hardware and software is also a very important concept that is being provided by the web hoster, because firewall keeps away all the viruses and hackers from the internet. Then the web hosting services also provide IT services such as backup, troubleshooting, hardware repair. Suppose you are launching a website and it is hosted by some company, so that company will provide you with backup of some kind, like backup of your website, so that the data should not be lost that is stored on the web pages. So it will provide the backup means your data will be stored on 2-3 servers. Suppose if one server crashes, then the data is available on other servers. And troubleshooting, if your website is not working properly, then they will troubleshoot the problems that are there in the website. And hardware repair, suppose if there is an issue in the hardware of the server, then they will repair that and provide the services that are required. Now this space is also one of the features that is given by the website hosting services. This space is most necessary because the data that is being generated through the website is stored on the server. So there are many websites that require a large amount of data space. Now bandwidth and connection to internet, these are the most essential part because of bandwidth, the speed of the website varies. So you will require good bandwidth and a good internet connection. Now there are some routers and switches. These are also provided by the web hosting services, routers and switches. These are the networking concepts, routers and switches, and email server and storage. So all these features come under web hosting. Now we will see the next component that is essential for web development, that is domain names, URLs and IPs. Domain name, URLs and IPs. So what is a domain name? The domain name is the specific address of a computer on the internet, such as Microsoft.com, Google.com. Okay, so this domain name actually represents your website by that name. Then the other thing is uniform resource locator. Uniform resource locator is nothing but the address bar in which you are typing your web address. The example http://www.microsoft.com/faqs.html. So in this example, you will be redirected to a page of the Microsoft website which is having the faqs.html link. You will be directly going to the link faqs.html. So that basic page will be directly loaded or uploaded onto your web browser. Now the next essential component is internet protocol. These internet protocol are related to networking. So internet protocols are necessary for connecting your client machine to the server. Without the internet protocol, it is not possible. There are various topologies which are used for connecting your client machines to the internet. One of the internet protocol address is given under 192.168.1.1. So this is an example of an internet protocol address. There are many internet protocol classifications which are used according to the number of machines that are connected to the internet. Through an organization, through an individual, or through a company, there are various kind of classifications of internet protocol addresses. So these are all domain names, URLs and IPs. I think all of you have understood the concepts. Now we will move to the next component, that is the registrars. The registrars required for registering your domain name. A company that provides domain name registration services for a fee. Means suppose if you want to launch a website and you are having a domain name for that. For example, I am launching a website by the name xyz.com. So I will go to the domain registrar and I will ask him to register my company. He will see that if that domain name is already taken by any other website. If not, then the domain registrar will allocate the domain name to me and I will launch that website to the website hosting services. The domain registrars are also responsible to maintain database which map domain name to the internet protocols. The domain registrars are also responsible to propagate new domain name IP addresses information across the internet. So if suppose you are launching new websites, then those new websites will be propagated through the domain registrar on the internet, so that everyone should know about the type of websites that are launched newly. So these are some of the basic concepts of web development that we have seen today.